had a wonderful evening. It has been a boiler room out there lately, but it looks like it's starting to calm down. So let's see whether the energies of our love and separation are calming down as well. If you are new to the channel, please like, follow, share, and subscribe. Please make sure you do have notifications on because every Monday and Thursday we do a live show with me and my co-host, the angelic spiritual Susan, and we do some card reading, one question per person, and we also do some mini reads. I have posted a replay of that on my YouTube channel at Silver Fox Spiritual Twin Flame. YouTube just doesn't allow for us to do the long one. I'm sorry, TikTok doesn't allow for the long videos. This was a 2.5 hour live. We had some mini readings in there and everything, so you get to see what an actual paid read looks like. So with that, let's get into what is the current energy of the divine feminine, divine masculine in separation right now. And Spirit is saying today, embrace. For each other, you find the missing pieces. And that's the general energy for today. That embrace means to, kind of sit with yourself and, just kind of look at what puzzle pieces are missing and, how your person fits those puzzle pieces. Although you are just fine by yourself, the puzzle pieces that are missing just make that experience just better, right? So let's go and see what else we have here. Spirit, what is some more energies that we are seeing here with the divine feminine, divine masculine in separation? Love interests and separation. Remember, divine masculine, divine feminine is an energy. It is not a gender. If you are watching this read, then most probably you are a divine feminine because you're worried about what's going on within the connection. Most divine masculines aren't aware of this yet. And if they are aware, they don't follow readings as much. So let's see what we get. And wow, right away, we've been getting what we've seen quite a bit. We've got 5 cards. And I know you guys all saw the one that fell out, but I'm going to address that in a little bit. Okay, so we have learn. Let love show you how to learn from each other, right? And that goes really well with the embrace, right? It's more confirmation. We have tested. Your strengths and weaknesses are being tested, and for many of you, you're finding that testing. You're going to see karmics coming in. You're going to see triggers coming in to see whether you actually have energetically changed or not. The universe is guiding you, that special person. Allow everything to take its natural course. And generally when we see that, that means it's divine timing is in play. Not our favorite thing to happen, but the universe is moving you towards your person. You just have to allow and you have to stop getting in the way. All right? And with those tests, they're testing your illusion, right? Avoid the trap of mistaking a fantasy for reality. Right, and a lot of us there are a lot that have, that come to my reads that have false twins. They believe they're in a twin flame scenario, but they're not. They're in illusion because they want it so bad that they manifest something that is not a twin, but they feel it is. And you have to use your discernment, and that's why you get tested, because the universe wants you to be healed. They want you to be in a place where the two of you can start healing together. And if you're in too much trauma, all it is a trauma bond, and nobody, the universe doesn't want that trauma bond. But what everybody saw, I know everybody saw it when it popped out. The Rekindle comes back out again, right? And we've had so many confirmations that this energy is moving us to that point of union, that point of Rekindle. And we're starting to see that, right? So let's take a look at some love energies. Let's see what else the Spirit wants to give us for today. Let's see which deck I want to use for this one. I think I'm going to use this deck here. We're going to use the Romance Angels. And so, Romance Angels, Spirit, tell us what it is So the love energies for this connection we're channeling today. And for those of you who haven't liked, followed, or shared, the more you interact with the channel, the more these readings will have specific messages for you, because then I can get into the energies of, the people that are following the channel. So definitely interact. If you would like a couple cards at the end of the main read, I do pull some cards. You just have to stay around, like, follow, and share, and I will pull cards. Anybody who donates moves to the front of the line. Okay, and so what do we have here today? And wow, we got some really interesting cards here. So one of the things we have is children. Your love life is being affected by your children, right? And sometimes, that happens, right? That the children have so many needs, so many responsibilities around the kids that it kind of hampers your love life a little bit, or, your person or you, is stressed by those responsibilities. However, there's a lot of chemistry. And guess what? We have a honeymoon and wedding. Right? And when we see those, and I'll try to move more into scope of the screen here so everybody can see this. Right? So we're getting a lot of cards that are already starting to say that there is going to be a commitment coming through. When we see wedding, it doesn't always mean a wedding. It just means a commitment generally. And a wedding and a honeymoon means that it's a commitment. And the honeymoon phase is always that phase when you're in that bliss of that connection, and it seems to be coming in. The energies seem to be supporting that. So let's see what else we get here. So Spirit, what else do you want to give us in this connection? This connection that the universe is guiding us to, the things that we're being tested from. Can you give us some more messages around this? What more do you want to tell us? So we got a couple that just fell right to the ground. Clarity, truth, revelations, honor, protection, and determination, right? The sword and the rose. Some truths are going to come in, ones that you've been looking for. However, there are some people with karmic relationships, resentments, triggers, perceptions, right? And they're over here. This is why you're being tested, because some people are in this illusion and you're getting tested through karmic relationships. You need to recognize what is karmic and what is a soul tie. They're very similar energetically. You'll feel the same, but you have to look. Does, one make you feel good or not? Is somebody just not aligning with if their actions aren't aligning with their words? Ooh. Spirit, I am not taking this many cards. Thank you, but we won't do that. We're going to try this again. Anything else you want to tell us, Spirit, on this connection? Connection and separation. Let's see. Okay, we have one more card. So Spirit's not talking too much on this deck today. We'll see some other decks. I have lots of decks. But we always use multiple decks, and the reason I always use those multiple decks is because I'd like to make sure that we're getting confirmation of the energies that we're reading. Okay, somebody's wearing their mask. It could be the divine feminine or masculine, hiding the true feelings, pretending and deluding, gaslight and personify, right? They're not being their true self. And you need to get out of this illusion. Cutting ties, moving on, receive what you need, progression, moving and arriving, right? So the universe is guiding you to that space. That ship is taking you to where you need to be. It's helping you cut those ties. But you're on your way to getting unconditional love, fairness, affection returned. Right? And we're going to bring that right over here. So let's see what other energies want to present themselves today in this connection in separation. So Spirit, what else do you want to give us with this connection that is in separation right now? Show us, Spirit, what other messages you have. Okay, we get more stuff that just flew straight to the ground. And whenever we see things that come to the ground, That generally means that it's happening, in the near future, the now moment. This is these energies they're so strong, they push it straight to the ground because they want you to have the attention to it. So we have daydreaming. I'm always longing for you, right? And your person your divine masculine, he or she is always thinking about you in the back of their head. You live rent free in their mind. Being away from you has allowed me to gain clarity, right? And we're getting that. We see this everywhere. Clarity, 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 right? Put it right here. Values. We have too many different values because some of you are an illusion. I don't want to chase anymore, and that's a great thing. This is Divine Feminine's finally releasing that chaser energy because they're finally figuring out that the Divine Feminines don't need anybody or anything to be happy. They can be happy on their own. While it's great to have that partner, it's not necessary. You can still find the happiness and the love inside yourself. Shadow side, right? And you made them really realize their flaws, and that's how they gain clarity, through those tests. Time. I'm afraid it's too late to take action. And that's your person saying, hey, wait a second. I've waited so long to figure this out. My person probably doesn't even care or want me anymore because they left when things got hard. They're holding back. I should have expressed myself better. And they know this, and they're running through this in their head. And that's what's forcing them towards this space. I didn't act when I should have, right? More and more confirmations around where this person is sitting. So let's see what other messages we have within this connection. So as you can see, your Divine Masculine is really, really sitting inside their head. They're thinking about that missed opportunity, how they were wearing a mask, how they weren't their true selves. But Spirit is pushing them to really see past that illusion. Most people like to go to their comfort zone, and even if it's a shit zone, that's their comfort, and they don't want to leave it because change is uncomfortable. But change requires you to get out of your comfort zone. So Spirit, what else do you want to give us with this connection? Okay, so we got a bunch of cards just flew right out, and let's see what we have within this connection. So we have fated meeting, an important connection, right? And that's over here with all this sex and a good time, and that goes with chemistry, right? More confirmations. Whole inner growth, and this is where we embrace each other and find the missing pieces. And if you haven't figured it out already, Spirit is just telling us this is a twin flame connection, and for some of you who are in a karmic relationship, there's no second chances here, right? This is a karmic relationship at false twin flame. Spirit's finally going to push you out of those illusions and put you back on track to meeting that special person. We got a couple more cards here. Hey, Spirit, what else do you want to tell us within this connection? Connection and separation, this twin flame connection with a rekindle and a meeting. And so we're getting a few more. And what Spirit's saying is, yeah, things may seem a little bit tough right now, but keep that door open to your heart, because you can't get to this place here with a closed door. Many people, and I say this a lot in my reads, and I'll just keep reiterating it, right? You can't allow love in with a closed heart, right? Because the door is closed, the opportunities are closed. And what happens is, generally we get told we need to have boundaries, because most Divine Feminines, male or female, it doesn't really matter, because it's an energy. They have codependency, the self-worth issues, and so what happens? They get told, hey, you need to put up some firm boundaries. And so what do? They swing from a fully open door to a fully closed door with locks all over it, right? They overstep those boundaries, and they don't know balance, right? And that's why we go back and forth with all sorts of karmic lessons to try to find that balance of, yes, we allow things in, but, we check the ID at the door. Make sure, the person says who they are. Make sure that their actions align with their word, and that's discernment. Make sure you're able to read that energy of that person, so you know whether or not that is, that person is who they say they are. right? And that's once we do that, we can keep the door open. It doesn't have to be fully open. It can be open enough that all the opportunities can come here, but there is some sort of a, I don't know if you want to call it a bouncer at the door. The door can be fully open and you can see it, but that bouncer at the door is going to check the ID and is going to say, hey, are you who you say you are? And that's when you're fully healed. So Spirit's also confirming, yes, this is your soulmate, right? So this is also a soulmate reading. Twin flame, soulmate, they're very similar. They're similar contracts. The twin flame just has a lot more ups and downs inside of that soul contract than the soulmate is. Sometimes people call a twin flame a high-level soulmate, and they effectively are. It's just there's a lot more contracts involved. Generally, there's just straight soulmate is nice and easy and flows, and there's not a lot of drama in between because there's not as many contracts other than to heal together. Whereas the twin flame, it's a lot of contracts around reflecting all the things that you are afraid to see in yourself, so they're going to show it to you, and that's why it's so difficult. Now, Spirit's saying that you may be going through all these tests and these obstacles, but stay optimistic, right? Romance is coming to you. Positive thinking and faith will bring that soulmate romance into you, right? And balance. Remember, we just talked about this, and I always get these sometimes in the cards. I'll say the cards before they come out, and this is that balance, right? That door that's open, but with enough discernment in it that you're able to allow things that are naturally meant to come to you. So with that, let's get us some messages directly from our divine masculines, and let's choose a few decks to do that. So Spirit, give me what's going on with the Divine Masculine Collective today. And so we get a whole stack of cards today. And your Divine Masculine's higher self is saying it's darkest before the dawn. Clarity is coming. And didn't we just see clarity in a few of these cards already? So you know that there's clarity coming. We come together to spread our light and heal. Never dim your light. And that's that rekindle, right? We're coming together. Please don't wait on me. I cannot be the person you deserve right now. I'm so sorry, my love. You are so worth so much more. And your person is saying that, and this is a very specific for some of you it's not, but there's still healing and there's patience required. And that's why divine timing came up early on, right? Because some people are going to have a little bit longer of a ride than others, but they're still there. They're just saying, work on yourself, understand happiness in yourself, and realize that it's not them. You're the trigger for them. So you have to face the coffee and face all of the things that you are afraid to face in the mirror before this person is going to energetically be attracted back to you, because as you heal, they heal. You have a contract, and as that contract gets satisfied on your side, then the contract on their side starts to get satisfied, and they get forced into that healing as well. My soul speaks to you through songs. Did you hear our songs? So there's a lot of us that have been, that's how that telepathy works. Some people hear thoughts. Some people hear it through songs. Everybody experiences it differently. I am here when you're ready, keeping the door to communication open, right? It's back to the balance, right? So if you have them blocked, perhaps maybe it's time to unblock them and allow for that communication to happen, because they're starting to be ready. And placing trust in the wrong person. Past mistakes become our greatest teacher, right? And that's that tested. So we're getting more confirmation. So let's see what other direct messages that we do have from the Divine Masculine Collective today. So let's use this deck here. And let's see what we have. Spirit, what are some more messages for the Divine Masculine Collective? Now, for those of you who are watching on TikTok, I am trying this new mode out, which is called compatibility mode. So if you're watching on a computer, you get a bigger screen, or you should during the live. I don't know if it works on the replay. I'm going to have to ask a few people to try it. But you also, if you flip your phone, you should see the wider screen. You get a better view of all the cards. But let me know in the comments how you like it. Okay, so your person says, I'm aware I sabotaged our connection. This was old patterns and defenses, right? And they're aware, they're very self-aware. They're on fire for you, right? And here you go, the blowing, the kiss, the good time, the sex. They're they're feeling so attracted. I fell out of control with my feelings, and so I needed the time and space to regroup, right? And that's because they had to go back in and heal. I didn't think I could be what you needed or wanted them to be. And again, they're telling you over and over again here, same basic messages. They needed time to heal. A lot of big changes have happened. I'm trying to figure things out. That's because they're finding balance in their life and they're going through that process. And that's for some of you who are still stuck in that karmic loop. It's going to take more time. I'm not sure I deserve the way you love me, right? And so they're realizing that. And at the end, we're done. We're not done. We have unfinished business, right? They're coming back in. So with that, let's start looking at where are we within this twin flame dynamic? What part of the journey are we in? And let me find my twin flame journey cards that tell us what stage the connection is sitting in. So Spirit, can you give me where we are in the twin flame journey for this collective that I am channeling today? What part of the journey is it? Okay, Spirit gave us 3 cards, so I think we have a few different collectives that we're channeling today. And so we have 1010, enter your vortex. So if you're seeing 1010 a lot, and we'll use the numbers up here to help see which one you're aligning to. If you're seeing 1010 a lot, chances are you're aligning with that infinite abundance. You're starting to heal and get into that space of that abundance coming in. I know a lot of divine feminines lately have had nothing but financial woes, but those woes are starting to end. The abundance is flowing again. Okay? People who see 4-4 a lot, trust, ask, listen, allow. And this is where Spirit's saying to you, okay, if you're seeing that 4-4 a lot, you have to get more into that faith, that optimistic, that allow. And what does allow mean, right? And everybody says just allow, surrender. What does that actually mean? Right? Because they just, a lot of people just parrot words. And what that means is that you have to release the resistance. And how do you release the resistance? It's by not trying to control things and not trying to find the outcome. And that just means that, every moment in life, you got to kind of be like a goldfish, right? Goldfishes have the shortest memory in the world. And so every time they look at something, they're like Dory, on that film, Nemo. She sees things, and then 2 seconds later, she forgets, right? And why is that? Because she's in that present moment. That's what the present moment, the allow, surrender is. It just means being in the present moment. Only realize what's going on as you're seeing it, as you're experiencing it, because once it's done, it's gone. You can't get it back. And so there's no reason to have fear around experiences that you've had and you can't get back. And you can't be fearful of what could be because that hasn't happened yet. And so if you just sit there and just observe and allow, things get a lot easier. It's easy said, not very easily done. And, we find that out so much within this journey, but you're getting forced to do it, whether you like it or not, dragging and screaming. So you can choose how much resistance you want, how much pain you want to put yourself through, or, how much fear, or you can release it all and just say, okay, today's another day. It's wonderful. It's sunny out. I've got some food. I've got a toilet that works. I mean, there's so many things you can be thankful for. You haven't run out of toilet paper. It's a beautiful thing. And then we have people who have been seeing 1111 a lot. This is the welcome home, mission accomplished. And what does that mean? This is the ones that are coming closer to that fated meeting. And it looks like we have a couple waves within this reading. And so let's now get some advice from the higher self as to what we should be doing. So just look at those numbers I just put out there, and that is going to be your clue as to where are you within this journey, because there's a lot of, there's people in illusion, there's people that are not in illusion, and there's people, somewhere just trying to find balance, and then there's the ones that are just aligning with their abundance, and that fated meeting is about to happen. So Spirit, What does the higher selves for the divine feminines want to tell us today? Give us a card or two. Okay, we got one card out. Awaken all your senses, slow down and become aware of them. Now, didn't I just say this? This is exactly what I'm saying. Slow down, just be aware, and as you're aware, you allow, and as you allow, things flow. All right, so let's get to timing. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the timing of this. So Spirit, can you tell us when can things change? Because even though there are different collectives in here, a lot of times the change happens at around the same time. It's just you're moving from one stage to another. And so Spirit, what is the timing of this rekindle? What do we got going on here? And Spirit is saying your wish requires you to pay a huge price, right? And what is that price? Most likely it's getting rid of your ego. And I won't say get rid of it because you really don't want to get rid of it. You just kind of want to allow and get out of the fear, right? And Spirit's also saying, I felt there was another card to come in, after you overcome the last trouble, right? So there's a test. We see that here. As you pass that test and stop looping, then you're gonna get to that fated meeting. So with that, that is my read for today. I'd like to thank everybody who stayed until the end. Please like, follow, share, subscribe. Make sure you put notifications on so that you're able to see when we go live, and I do pull some cards for people after the live reading. So if you make it to the long one, it's really the one in separation is the one I'll pull cards for because it's a much longer read. The other ones I do like are 60 seconds or so. So look for the one that says love in separation, or with co-host Angelic Spiritual Susan. Those are the ones that you're going to be able to get some cards for. If you do have a situation that you need to get some clarity on, I do a mini and I do a full read. Mini reads right now during the summer are running $20, and with that you get a bonus of a light language activation / healing with that, or Reiki, whichever you prefer. And I have the full reads, which run $40, and they're going to be very similar to this long read that you see here, which is going to run anywhere between 15 and 30 minutes, depending upon what Spirit wants to give us for that thing, but it will be channeling your own specific energies and those of your specific person. To get to the answer, that also will come with a bonus light language, and generally the light language alone is worth $40 on its own. But I felt that for the summer that people would like to have a little bit of an activation with it to help them on their healing process and to help for whatever challenges are shown within the reads to help people move forward in their path. With that, Mondays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. New York time, I also have a live one question per person free reading for anybody who shows up. Donations do jump the line, and that's with Spiritual Susan. I have a sample of that up on my YouTube channel, Silver Fox Spiritual Twin Flame. And for those who align with healing and light language activations, I also have my main healing channel, which is on YouTube at Silver Fox Spiritual on YouTube. And with that, I thank everybody for watching, putting up with my long commercials at the end, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and look for my daily love energies and daily divine masculine to divine feminine messages. Have a great day.